I wanted them to tell you a little bit about their budget they're putting forward. You know, over, what, 2/3 of the Republican caucus are members of the RSC, is that right? So please welcome Representative Jordan.
Yay!
Look, I'll be brief. I do have to get to a Republican Study Committee meeting here in just 10 minutes. But let me just say this. We're looking to build on the great work that Paul Ryan's done with our budget and take the good concepts and good ideas and speed it up and actually get to balance in a reasonable period of time. What families and small business owners have to do.
Thank you.
Let me just say this. I said this to a rally last week. Franco, someone stepping on the cord. This one? Okay, is that better?
Yeah!
Last week I was at an event, and I shared this. 3 weeks ago I had the opportunity to be in Philadelphia and went to Independence Hall. And when you walk in there and you look at, frankly, just how small the room is, but also think about the folks who sat there and the impact they had when they started this great experiment in liberty we call America.
Yeah.
And you pictured where Jefferson sat, where Adams sat, where Franklin, and what these individuals did when they put it all on the line to start a place where liberty and freedom really mattered. And as Chris Christie said just a week ago when he spoke to a group of us here in town, he said we're at a point in American history, where we need patriots, not patrons.
Yep.
And that is so important. And this spending fight is the central fight for our time. This is where we need patriots just like you to step forward and say this matters to our country, to our kids, and to our grandkids.
Yep.
And let me just close with this. Look, I shared this last week as well. I had my background's in the sport of wrestling. I had a high school wrestling coach. He was also the chemistry and physics teacher in our school. And he talked about discipline every single day. I mean, frankly, I got tired of hearing it. I said, Jordan, you want to do well in my class. This is chemistry. You got to be disciplined about preparing and coming to class. And just in the wrestling room, we talked about discipline every day. He said, you want to do well in this sport, you got to have self-discipline. We had a great definition. It hangs in our wrestling room today. He said, discipline's doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. And basically that meant doing things coach's way when you'd rather do them your way. It meant doing things the right way when you'd rather do them the convenient way. The one thing I've learned at this place, here in this town, only been here 4 years, but the easiest thing to do here in Washington is the convenient thing.
Right.
The tough thing, the right thing, it's always difficult. But this country has been made up of people for generations who do the disciplined and tough thing. That's what we're faced with. And the good news is the American people get it. And I believe with this new freshman class you all helped send here, the politicians get it for a change. And we're going to do the right thing. And we're going to put the country back on the right path. And I'll stop here.
Jordan budget!
Remember this. In spite of the difficulties, we live in the greatest nation in history. Always keep a smile on your face as you're fighting this fight. It's still the greatest nation in history, the last best hope of freedom. Right. Always have the optimistic, positive attitude. And I love the story from Scripture, and you're all familiar with it. When the Israelites were camped against the Philistines, and every day the Philistine giant Goliath would walk out and issue the challenge. Who will fight Goliath? The Israelites' response was, he's so big we can never defeat him. But David's response was, he's so big I can't miss.